Feel the heat. Feel the heat.
You said you love me. I do.
You sure?
Yeah.
Leave my house now, you go.
Oh, no, you don't. Get out of my way. Get out.
That is an abomination.
All the love you promised me.
Do you have a boyfriend? Yeah?
Feel the excitement.
You don't know how I've been longing for this.
Feel the heat with
God is so amazing.
Feel the heat.
The Bible says that through his death on the cross, we are now reconciled with our Father.
Forgive and you shall be forgiven.
So wherever God takes us, we're just excited about it.
As a child of God, where you are, you must have an hour of prayer.
Feel the excitement.
In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus.
I believe that God is working right now.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
Violence and sexual abuse against children has become a major social challenge during the COVID-19 lockdown. We appeal to adults, parents and caregivers to be kind towards children during this lockdown and beyond. Give children the space they need to engage with their reading and learning activities. Do not hit them. Do not yell at them. They are equally frustrated. We urge you to listen, support and help the children to survive the COVID-19 lockdown. Report immediately any incident of sexual abuse. The Department of Basic Education. Every child is a national asset.
Feel the heat.
All right. To make it through this journey alive, you're gonna need someone to teach you the ninja way.
Don't just stand there, kill someone!
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat. Feel the heat. Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
China's saying that the latest outbreak is under control.
Feel the heat.
The cabinet has decided to ease restrictions on certain other economic activities.
I don't want to be a white person who sits by and does nothing, so that's why I'm here today.
Feel the excitement.
We are here to unite because what we are fighting for is to stop institutional racism.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
The coronavirus outbreak.
Experience the extraordinary.
Tremendous waste and tremendous fraud. Mexico is, in fact, you will soon find out.
It is a day to celebrate.
We don't approve at all what's going on.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily unusual.
Challenge your ordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality here has had no plan.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat. Feel the heat.
You said you love me. I do.
You sure?
Yeah.
Leave my house now, you go.
Oh, no, you don't. Get out of my way. Get out.
That is an abomination.
All the love you promised me.
Do you have a boyfriend? Yeah?
Feel the excitement.
You don't know how I've been longing for this.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
Welcome back again. If you have just joined us, we welcome you. We're still right here on Pan African Morning, of course, giving you the news and updates. And of course, let's give you the first headlines that you have had for you in the beginning of the hour. It's amazing. It's already 7 o'clock and we just came in now. We just said now. And it's already,
really flies.
it is already an hour. It's amazing. A detective from El Dorado Park police station becomes the third murder accused in Nathaniel Julius's killing. And also Deputy President David Mabuza is back with action in calls for farm killings to end. And of course, we're looking into Zimbabwe to return land seized from foreign farmers. These are the stories that we are going to look into for you today. Now, let's first give you, of course, the first top story. The Independent Police Investigative Directorate has confirmed that a third police officer has been arrested in connection with the fatal shooting of Nathaniel Julius. The suspect has been charged with murder, defeating the ends of justice, and as well as being in possession of prohibited ammunition. According to media reports, police claims that Julius was shot last week during a crossfire between viral gangs. However, his family argues that the police shot the teenager who had suffered from Down syndrome, and he is set, or rather they are now set to appear in Protea Magistrate Court on Thursday, the 3rd of September 2020. On Monday, 2 officers charged with teen's murder appeared in court, and of course their case was postponed to the 10th of September 2020. Now, it's amazing that the police are now claiming that Nathaniel was killed on crossfire, and now, okay, that's another thing, is that it is believed that, they were found with other illegal ammunition, or ammunition that they were not supposed to have as the police. And now let's hope that the evidence would, of course, point that the ammunition or the bullets that were used in killing of Nathaniel were, of course, those that the police were found in possession of, because if not, no one will be arrested for this if they cannot prove beyond reasonable doubt that the police were indeed the perpetrators of this crime.
And on Monday, when the court case was due to start, there was a bit of a problem with the court case starting on time.
Yes.
The case was meant to be heard at 10 a.m. at the Protea Magistrates Court.
Yes.
But it was postponed up to about 1 o'clock. That is when then the matter was only heard. And when media houses started making inquiries as to what is the hold up, they were told that there could be a problem with the docket. And it was funny that already, the first appearance, already there is an issue with the docket. And IPID then said that there were just a few things that they were ironing out in regards to the case, and to ensure that justice is served for Nathaniel, and that the truth is found out. One thing that makes one wonder, though, is the other ammunition that they had on them. Yes. Where exactly does it come from?
Exactly, where they got it from.
Is it property of the South African Police Services?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. As they said, that the ammunition that we found with was not part of what the bullets that belongs to the South African Police Services are. So basically, they were going there. I think maybe this could be tried as premeditated murder if you go there and also you are stashing other bullets that are not in relation to what you are usually having to be using. So it obviously means that you had ill intentions to be in that space. And now let's hope they're not going to spin it, of course, because they might as well just say, oh, you know what, we seized this ammunition from these gangs. And what are you going to say?
And where are these gang members that you seized them from? Why weren't they arrested?
Probably they ran off and we picked the ammunition and we were going to report it to the police.
Hopefully the NPA is ready for all these. Hopefully.
Because, you know, they can stand on that because they are police.
Yes.
You know, if a criminal steals, something and then they drop it, you're not going to leave it and say, oh, no, I'm not going to take it. It's your responsibility as a police officer to collect that as evidence, So they would just say, no, we're picking it up as evidence and that we're going to use against these guys. And subsequently, ballistic, testing was going to be done. And we were going to find out on who owns this particular ammunition. So
very unfortunate.
It's a very, very difficult one.
And just sticking with what happened in El Dorado Park, Sisanda, the community, when they were really at uproar. And I should just make mention that in court, the community actually lined the streets of Protea, peacefully so, with placards. So apart from what we were seeing during the weekend, the protests and the violence, this time around when they went to court, it was very peaceful. And they did make mention of the fact that they want to ensure that justice happens for Nathaniel.
Yes.
A lot of the community members complained about the police station in El Dorado Park,
Yes.
rather. There were allegations that one of the actually arrested, known as Scorpion, is a terrorizer of the community.
But he's a police officer.
He's a police officer and is known as Scorpion. And I see on media reports as well, that's what is referred to. The name stuck to him. And the community was also calling for the police members in the station to be given drug tests.
Yes.
So when you're on the ground and you hear this, it makes one wonder, what is it exactly that the community is seeing on a daily basis?
Imagine having to subject a police officer to a drug test, and the thought of it, to start with, is obviously bizarre. And now, if they get to test positive, which I would not be surprised at all, it is going to be a story for another day, of course.
It will be a story for another day.
The police that are supposedly should be, serving the community, helping the society, are, on the other hand, basically the criminals in the area. They are the ones that are perpetuators of crime and violence in the country. It is really, really unacceptable. But now, moving on with our stories, Deputy President Didi Mabuza says that South Africans should value one another and be mindful of the agricultural sector contribution to the country's economy. Deputy President says that he has learned with shock and dismay about the brutal murder of farmers Glenn and Vida Rafferty. The couple is reported to have been killed on their farm in the Nomaden in KwaZulu-Natal over the past weekend. He said that South Africans, we must rather value one another, adding that Mabuza, he said that this is what defines who we are as a nation and should be guided, or rather a guiding light within our communities. And even in difficult times, our prevailing challenges must not lead us to despair and to engage in all what is that is against our humanity as a people. We must refrain from resolute in building or remain resolute in building a better South Africa that value human life. Deputy President will on Friday, the 4th of September, convene the Interministerial Committee on Land and Reform and Agriculture in his capacity as a chairperson of the committee. A meeting will, amongst others, focus on the specific program aimed at curbing violence attack on farmers, which had negative impact on food production and security. Now, I quote, he says that the lives of farmers and farm workers and farm dwellers, as well as every citizen of the country, black and white, matters. It is for this reason that the government will continue to work with the Justice, Crime Prevention and Security cluster to ensure prevention as priority in dealing with farm matters. That was the words that, of course, quoted from Deputy President Mabuza. He also called on the police services to conduct a thorough investigation and bring perpetrators to these heinous crimes to book to ensure that justice is served for the victims. A very interesting one there. David Mabuza had been quiet and missing in action, and then all of a sudden
he's back.
He's back. Out of no blue, he's back, and now
back in action
speaking
again.
extensively about the killing of the farm, owners in there. An issue that has been going on for quite some time, I must say.
I mean, he comes back, like you're saying, he comes back and he speaks on a topic that is really, really needed to be looked at, not just as we've made mention in the South African country, but in the continent and in the world as well. With David Mabuza being in absentia most of the time, we do know that he was supposed to report to a question and answer session in Parliament, but due to ill health, he had to postpone the meeting. Unfortunately, when the meeting had to take place again, it had to be postponed. So for him to be back and for him to be speaking out on issues that are affecting the country, and more especially the business matter inside of the country, is important, because people are already asking themselves who is then running the business of the country if the deputy president is in absentia in so many instances.
No, for sure. In KwaZulu-Natal, Premier Sihle Zikalala has launched a provincial campaign against the scourge of gender-based violence in the province. Zikalala, accompanied by Transport, Community Safety and Liaison MEC Begitele, the Social Development MEC Nonhlanhla Khoza, as well as the Provincial Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Kombingo Sijula, visited the Umthwalume area in KwaZulu-Natal South Coast, where the bodies of 6 women were found in a sugarcane field in recent months, back from April 2020. 2 men were arrested in connection with the murders. One of the accused has since committed suicide inside police. It is believed that he hanged himself inside the shower at the holding cell. And the second man was released due to the lack of evidence at the weekend. A group of people on their way to work discovered a charred body on the side of the road, which the body was covered in a plastic and dumped on the side of the road. Provincial spokesperson Brigadier Jay Naker said that the body was so badly bent that police at the scene could not even determine if it was a man or a woman. A very, very sad story that we looked into earlier on, in their speaking quite very extensively on the violence in which the manner in which the people in Twalume were murdered. A very, very painful one there. I'm sure we are definitely going to catch up with Umhlabunzima Memela to get to hear, the developments around that story. But having said that, it's time for us to take a very, very short break. When we're coming back, we've got more news and updates for you right here on Pan African Morning. Please do stay with us.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat. Feel the heat.
Do you dream of awesome cartoons filled with funny characters who go on extraordinary adventures?
Everybody ready? Ready!
Hold on, I'm coming!
This is absolute genius.
I'm on my way.
I'm ready.
Titans, go!
Feel the excitement.
Like it? I love it!
Feel the heat with StarSat. Challenge your ordinary. Experience the extraordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality here has had no plan.
Now, I believe that my peace is my most valuable asset.
Absolutely beautiful! This is exactly what I was looking for! DJ Khaled!
It is a day to celebrate.
We're ready for action.
I like it when it's nice and soft. Yeah, that is nice.
How was it like growing up in Nigeria? Yes, sir, you know what it is.
Feeling is there that, you're doing something special.
Stop being so dramatic, Mira.
You should just be what you want to be.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat. Feel the heat.
Alright. To make it through this journey alive, you're gonna need someone to teach you the ninja stand there, kill someone!
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat. Feel the heat. Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
China's saying that the latest outbreak is under control.
Feel the heat.
The cabinet has decided to ease restrictions on certain other economic activities.
I don't want to be a white person who sits by and does nothing, so that's why I'm here today.
Feel the excitement.
We are here to unite, because what we are fighting for is to stop institutional racism.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
The coronavirus outbreak.
Experience the extraordinary.
Tremendous waste and tremendous fraud.
Mexico is, in fact, you will soon find out.
It is a day to celebrate.
We don't approve at all what's going on.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily unusual.
Challenge your ordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality has had no plan.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat. Feel the heat.
You said you love me. I do.
You sure? Yeah. Leave Miles Van. Oh no, you don't! Get out of my way! Get out!
That is an abomination. Oh, the love you promised me.
Do you have a boyfriend? Yeah?
Feel the excitement.
You don't know how I've been longing for this.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
God is so amazing.
Feel the heat.
The Bible says that through his death on the cross, we are now reconciled with our Father.
Forgive and you shall be forgiven.
So wherever God takes us, we're just excited about it.
As a child of God, where you are, you must have an hour of prayer.
Feel the excitement.
In the name of Jesus! In the name of Jesus!
I believe that God is working right now.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
Welcome back again. If you have just joined us, we welcome you. We're still right here on Pan African Morning, broadcasting live in the Republic of South Africa. Before we went on break, BASETSANA, we did speak about the issue of farm meadows back, of course, that the minister, the deputy president actually is speaking out against, and of course saying that people need to love one another. We must be each other's keeper, and of course protecting farmers and farm meadows. And we must maybe go through some of the comments on what people are saying in here.
Indeed, some of our Galaxy Universal viewers have commented on the matter, stating that they feel that the murders also are very unfortunate. Sizwe Zulu says, "Morning, ladies. The killing of people in the country is really bad and should be stopped at all corners. Don't get me wrong, you never see Abu David Mabuza standing up when these violent killings are happening in our residential areas or rural areas. It seems as if certain race or people are more privileged and protected than the rest of the races. What is the use of having our heads, which are the leaders, who are in white bodies?" That is all Sizwe Zulu there. Unfortunately, Sizwe really not coming to par or the play with David Mabuza standing up for. But I think this is really the view of one of our viewers here at Galaxy Universal, and we respect and we appreciate every comment that you bring. So please do keep commenting and giving us your perspective and your opinions.
Yes, for sure. We do appreciate those comments, and somehow, you know, I would like to side with you know, Mr. Zulu in there a little bit when he says that Mabuza is mostly nowhere to be seen in most of the cases. He is always on the background, and then all of a sudden,
like Undertaker.
Yeah. Wavuka umuntu sekuthiwa hey fameda hey kwashankotha qima wasala malahla. But while we are still on that, I mean, there are a lot of other farmers that are doing quite very well that we must appreciate. I mean, years back in the era of the former late President Dr. Nelson Mandela, they urged some farmers to go and establish themselves in the likes of your Zambia, your Mozambique and stuff like that. And they went there and they are doing great. They are doing amazing. And you know, we are not saying that they must go to Mozambique and go to all those countries, but basically we are saying that South Africans need to learn from these farmers.
Yes,
we
indeed.
need to give them space, and unfortunately at this moment the issue of climate change is not really giving our farmers you know, a space to breathe, because environment is being terrified by climate change.
It's horrible.
It's terrible.
The droughts are really horrible in the country at this moment.
So I think they need as much as possible our support, and I must say that I've seen how much helpful South African farmers could be. During the early stages of lockdown, we were in partnership with an organization called Dare to Love. We're going around distributing food and stuff like that, having to see how farmers were coming out, you know, donating potatoes, your millis, your I'm telling you, it was just amazing. Some farmers will say, listen, Mina, I am producing onions. They just give onions. I am producing tomatoes. It was amazing. We were used to feed thousands of people on a daily basis at no cost, but the farmers were donating those foods and giving out to the people, and I would really continue to appreciate them for their great work that they did, and they are continuing to do it until this time.
Indeed, like we made mention that Dr. Nelson Mandela advised that go out to these different countries. That promoted Pan-Africanism, and that also promoted a world of trade and industry, because now you're able to import and export and trade with different countries within the continent. I think I love that, especially because we're Pan-African.
Of course.
Pan-African.
I mean, I was in another store that I wouldn't mention not so long ago, and I checked the grapes. The grapes are imported from Spain. I'm like, whoa.
We are French UK.
So now I need to pay 3 times for the grapes that you import from Spain and leave the grapes here in my own country.
There you go.
Really, it makes no sense. These are the things that we might be taking for granted, but it's quite very important that you know, we do our own internal production, and if we can do this production within the African countries, it would be amazing. And then be as Africans, then export outside of Europe, then outside of African continent. This is what I believe we need to be doing. We need to help one another. You find some products that are imported, for an example, a product imported from, for an example, in Senegal. It's being sent outside to Europe, and then Europe exported back to Africa. Like,
it reminds me of Ethiopia and the coffee, right? It reminds me of Ethiopia and the coffee. The coffee was then taken from Ethiopia. They have the best coffee in the world. They took the coffee from Ethiopia, exported it, and then the country that the company that they exported to sold the coffee back to Ethiopians, and they're like, no, you can't. We'll change. There were then rights and legalities to saying, no, you can't use this particular brand as your own, even though it's from Ethiopia. And the farmers there were clever enough to say, this is how we will end our deal, and we will actually change each and every single thing. You will literally have to pay us what it was worth.
Yeah, you know, they will just take it and go to their countries and then create a plastic cover, brand it their own name, and sell it back to Africa. This is what we're doing with our gold, our diamonds, all our resources. We're doing the same thing. They take a raw deal here, send it back to Europe, and then it gets refined. It comes back in a piece, and then we pay a lot of money. Meanwhile, I just have to go somewhere and, we have refineries in South Africa and have all these golds and diamonds being, shared and sold around at a very, very low prices. But these are the challenges that we're facing as the African continent. Now, on the Green Couch, we are joined by a musician, Siya Mzizi. Good morning, Siya, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, thank you. It's an honor, real honor. Thank you.
How, Siya? Give us, when we're saying an artist, we must say, hey, good morning! Yabanda, guys, Yabanda, it's cold. Hey, you die for your beauty, Sometimes we, again, the women, we know that part on the first set. Because when we're sitting at the salons, we sit there and we have to go, you're in pain. But we are for the love of fashion, this is a belief. Let's see. Good morning, but you need to keep the standard.
We gotta maintain the standard.
No, man, welcome to the Green Couch, and thank you for joining us in such a very, very early morning. We appreciate your time and, of course, the sacrifices that you're making, having to come all the way here. Now, please do tell our viewers about yourself and the type of music that you do, and so on.
So, Siya Mzizi is a young artist from the East End of Joburg, from a township called Tsakane. Started singing at a very young age, very, very young age. I was 11 when I joined Ekurhuleni Children's Choir. That's where I got to go to Italy for competitions, Rimini. I went to Heidelberg, Germany. So I think that's where it kind of really, the music part of my life made sense that, okay, this is what I want to do. This is me. So it took me some time to actually decide to go solo and rather believe in my story. And I was like, but guys, I've been doing this for so long. I've been doing free gigs for so long. People be like, why don't you do that? Why don't you do? And then I'm like, okay, I think now I'm ready. Now I'm ready to tell my story. Siya Mzizi is ready to tell his truth through music.
Yes. Yeah. Now, what type of a genre that you're singing? Because we're celebrating Heritage Month, where we're making sure that people, keep it authentic.
Yeah. So, I grew up listening to a lot of jazz. I'm very young, by the way, in 2000, but then I never listened to you see those hip hop artists. I grew up listening to Bomamire Makeba, listening to Butandiswa Mazwai, Bomambusi Mhlongo. And I feel like they were authentic with their sound, with their stories that they were telling through music. So that's where my sound is basically, based, or rather centered. Yes. And also now I'm working on, my piano is authentic. It's South Africa.
Yes, of course.
Only South Africa does a piano. And it was an honor to be featured in a song that will be released next week. It's a Mapiano song. So so that's
you were featured by
Private Property Production. So it's Private Property featuring Siya Mzizi. So yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, Siya, you made mention that you traveled the world.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought, or have you ever considered that your musical talent would take you to the world stages?
Not at all. Not at all, because remember, I grew up singing at church, and when it comes to church, at church, they make sure your sound is, you are limited. And then I was exposed to other sounds. I got to choir. We did African. We explored these different genres, And I never imagined that I'll be, out there in the world, singing in competitions, getting exposed to different cultures and different sounds from all over the world. So, no,
What is the most challenge that you find when you are in this industry as a young person, especially being in 2000?
Well, with AMA 2000, I feel like we are afraid of telling our own truth, and we are mostly concerned about what people think about us. And that's where we get to lose ourselves, you understand? Because the world is moving fast, man. A lot is happening, and I feel like as a young artist, it's really hard for you to rather find yourself and say, this is me. That's the hardest part when it comes to being a young artist in South Africa. And also finding people that are going to believe in you, and that are going to nurture your talent, and that are going to take care of your talent, not rather exploit you. But then,
And what has been the greatest moments, apart you've made mention of the traveling, but what has been the greatest moments of your time within the industry?
So last year I was featured. It was December the 29th. So as we have street music, you would have these local artists Unja singing, you know. You'd have these local artists, the underground artists, you understand, Labangaziwa, you know. And I got the opportunity to sing there, you know. I got lost. I think the whole experience was spiritual for me. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, this is for me. I want to do this. That was the most magical moment in my career. I will never forget that moment, because for the first time ever, I believed in what I was singing. I believed in my sound. I believed in what I was, you understand? So that was a very magical moment for me. So yeah.
It sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
And speaking to music, you've mentioned that you grew up listening to jazz.
Yeah.
Right now, if there could be an artist that you would want to work with within South Africa and also Africa, then take it to international, who would it be?
Amifaku. Amifaku, THANDI Swamazwai, Simpiwe Dana.
Oh, okay.
But Amifaku has to, I feel like my sound is rather inspired by Ami, you know. She's incredible, you know. She's incredible. She a very great Afro-pop singer. So Amifaku. In other parts of Africa, Kajanine. Kajanine. I grew up wanting to work with Ndate Oliver Mtukuti, but then, you know, may his soul rest in peace. So,
Those were. I mean, for some of our viewers who do not know Kajanine, would you be able to just bolt out something by her, and then later on we will actually be having a chance to hear your own particular song?
There's a song, Wale watu haye natakumba amamalikana komie kila siku alo kila siku. That's one of my favorite songs. Amazing.
Already, we cannot wait to hear you perform. You will be performing for us towards the end of the show. Well, that was Zizi SISANDA. Amazing talent. Amazing young talent.
Amazing. Beautiful voice, by the way. Wow.
Lalela.
Those pipes just
I am sure if he had to render something by Oliver Mtukudzi, we would
Marianne. Time for us to take a very short break. When we're coming back, we've got more news and updates. Please do not miss this beautiful performance. In just in 1.5 hours to come, Sia will be right here on the stage giving us some part of his music that you haven't heard. Of course, you are going to hear it right here on Pan African Morning. Please do stay with us.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know, I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat. Feel the heat.
Do you dream of awesome cartoons filled with funny characters who go on extraordinary adventures?
Everybody ready? Ready!
Hold on, I'm coming!
genius. I'm on my way.
I'm ready.
Titans, go!
Feel the excitement.
Like it? I love it!
Feel the heat with StarSat. Challenge your ordinary. Experience the extraordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality has had no plan.
Now, I believe that my peace is my most valuable asset.
Absolutely beautiful! This is exactly what I was looking for! DJ Khaled!
It is a day to celebrate.
We're ready for action. I like it when it's nice and soft. Yeah, that is nice.
How was it like growing up in Nigeria? Yes, sir, you know what it is.
Feeling is there that, you're doing something special.
Stop being so dramatic, Mira.
You should just be what you want to be.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat. Feel the heat.
All right. To make it through this journey alive, you're gonna need someone to teach you the ninja way.
Don't just stand there, kill someone!
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat. Feel the heat. Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
China's saying that the latest outbreak is under control.
Feel the heat.
The cabinet has decided to ease restrictions on certain other economic activities.
I don't want to be a white person who sits by and does nothing, so that's why I'm here today.
Feel the excitement.
We are here to unite, because what we are fighting for is to stop institutional racism.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
The coronavirus outbreak.
Experience the extraordinary.
Tremendous waste and tremendous fraud. Mexico is, in fact, you will soon find out.
It is a day to celebrate.
We don't approve at all what's going on.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily unusual.
Challenge your ordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality has had no plan.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat. Feel the heat.
You said you love me. I do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Leave mouse man, you do.
Oh, no, you don't! Get out of my way! Get out!
That is an abomination. Oh, the love you promised me.
Do you have a boyfriend? Yeah?
Feel the excitement.
You don't know how I've been longing for this.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
God is so amazing.
Feel the heat.
The Bible says that through his death on the cross, we are now reconciled with our Father.
Forgive and you shall be forgiven.
So wherever God takes us, we're just excited about it.
As a child of God, where you are, you must have an hour of prayer.
Feel the excitement.
In the name of Jesus! In the name of Jesus!
I believe that God is working right now.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying with Pan-African Mornings right here on StarSat Channel 500. It is Galaxy Universal Network. We continue with shining a spotlight on talents that are within Africa and the African continent. As we've seen, we had Sia Mzizi, who is a beautiful singer, and right now we have another African talent. He's originally born in Nigeria and has been in South Africa for 10 years. He is a music producer. His name is Superstar M.E. Good morning.
Let me do this one. My brother,
welcome you. I did.
How you did now? Igwe, how you did now?
I did strong. I did cap me.
Hey, I can see you, my brother. You go look fine now. You are a fine boy, my brother. I tell you this today.
My sponsor and maybe collection, and they made me look fine.
They go do good job. Tell me, this your sunglasses, eh? It's the morning now. Waiting the happen, my brother.
No, when the future is so bright, you need something to just dim it.
Yes,
remember, I don't blind. I just lost to.
You hear that? You hear that, Africa? The future is bright.
Too bright.
But thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure. It's a pleasure having you guys, for having me here. Thank you so much.
No, man, it's really great. And we're giving you a warm welcome, and thank you for
that's warm.
giving us all that fun. It's really great seeing you joining us here. Now tell us, who's Superstar M.E.?
Superstar M.E. is a producer, an actor. I'm a presenter as well. I've got my own show called Celeb Chatru. So I'm an artist as well. So that's who Superstar is. Everything music, everything entertainment, Superstar.
What type of music are you doing?
Basically, if I were to choose one, I would say Afro pop.
Okay.
But I also got a couple of songs of hip hops and then some Afro, some soul and some R&B and stuff like that. I can do anything music, but Afro pop is my major. Yeah.
Okay, I just went before we talk about the music. Let's talk about the transition and the coming down to South Africa, and also just to share the bit of culture about you, so that we learn about Nigeria as a whole. Which tribe are you from? Which language do you speak back at home?
Now, Igbo boy, this I suspect.
Basically, I'm not Igbo though. Okay, but we a little bit closer to the Igbos. Okay, I'm from a place called Eka South, Abo. They call it Abos. It's a small community. We actually speak almost similar language to the Igbos. It's like Xhosas and the Zulus. Like that. So basically, if they say some word, I can understand some of their words, but we say almost the same word, but in a different way. So it's called Eka. We are from the Eka tribe, from Delta State, Nigeria. Abo. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, how do you come from down the green and white to the mother to South Africa?
For me, I think for a better, greener pasture. That's why I came. Migration that's one of the reasons I came, because I wanted to improve my music sound and everything. It's just one thing South Africa is good at is in production quality. They are the best in Africa. We can take that from there. So I wanted to actually grow in my music side. That's why I came to South Africa. Yeah, to get a better sound and what I do, to learn as well. Learn. So actually,
how has the journey been for you since then? I mean, we understand that a lot of people leave their countries to go and look for greener pastures, as you rightly said. But when they get there, things don't go as you initially anticipated. How was your journey?
For me, I think everything in life is challenging. Everything you try to do is challenging. When I came here, it wasn't easy. I remember sleeping in the church. I slept in the church in Hebrew for 1 year. I was there in one church in Hebrew. It hasn't been easy, but God has been faithful. You see, in anything you do, to say acknowledge Him, and He will always direct your path. So God has been the source of my strength and inspiration. So when I came here, I met some couple of people that taught me, okay, we can do this, you can actually do that. I actually discovered being a proper artist. I was just a producer doing music, but I was not an artist. So I actually discovered myself, what I want to do in life in this country as well. So it has been a challenging experience and also very, very positive. I've been treated very well in this country, very well. met a couple of great guys. I've learned from people as well.
Who are the people that you might have worked with that are South Africans? Of course, since you are here, you're not going to come here and say, my Naija brothers, are they here now? Come, let's do music. Yeah? You would do it with the people in South Africa.
I've done with a lot of artists. I did one with Moonchild, you know Moonchild.
Yes.
I did a song called Shokoloza, the videos on YouTube. I did with Moonchild. I also did with...
it's called Shokoloza, how?
In the Nigeria way, Shokoloza.
Yeah, I know. Even what is this guy? Diamond Platinum from Tanzania. He's got a song called Tetema. In it, he sings Shokoloza. I'm like, no. It's Shokoloza.
Okay, mine is called Shokoloza. Okay, because mine actually means dance. Like dance, you give me dance. So I did a song with Moonchild as well. I'm currently working on a song with MT. It's called A Whole Lot of Niggas. That's the name of the song. I'm doing that one with MT as well. I've also worked with some other underground artists, Flow 88 from South Africa as well. Also looking forward to working with a lot of artists, AB Crazies and some AKA. I hope to do a collaboration with him this year as well. Those are the people I'm going to work with as well.
Oh wow.
Fantastic. Amazing. So have you brought anyone with you today who's going to be, shokolozing alongside you?
No, basically, for me, I'm alone on this interview, so I didn't bring I except my manager, Pastor Chisom, that came, and but I'm alone today.
Now, a lot of artists, when they discover themselves, they usually would come up with a specific look that they want to, portray. What is it that when I'm looking at that person, I need to see this is like you're going to look at the Zulu man with a whole lot of, he's got your, that's the look that when you're thinking of, you're going to say, oh, okay, that's him. So what is it in you that you say, this is my unique style, this is my look, when you're looking at me, or when somebody else does this, it's copied from me?
Okay, for me, I won't say I have on the look part. I won't say this is what I do. I'm the only person doing it because it's classy, it's English, it's hip hop. I can claim ownership of this look. So I don't have a particular. I don't want to go into a particular look in terms of maybe I want to be this African guy always wearing all traditional outfits. So for me, I'll just say when you see me, you see swag. You see someone that is always touched off and everything, because most of my brand, I buy more into brands as well. Most of the people that style me down.
I see. I hope our camera can actually zoom into that kanda.
Maybe in future, I'll decide on the look. Maybe in future, I decide, okay, I've got a proper stylist that's going to be styling my kind of look. It's something that we're going to look into, but I haven't really looked into that as an artist.
Can I suggest something?
Please do.
Can I suggest something?
I love that.
I am yet to see a hip-hop musician wearing any African tradition. With African tradition, we quite very, it's rich, it's beautiful. You can still wear it in a hip-hop style, but having African print in it. I think it will probably set you apart from...
Sponsor. You guys sponsor. Who said no? I will say something nice, I'll say no. Maybe if I get a sponsor, because currently the sponsor I have, this is what they offer. Like, okay, we can sponsor your clothes, and this is what they deal on high class fashion brand and everything. So if I get a sponsor that's going to sponsor my African outfit, I will say yes to it.
Oh, so now I get it. So all this expensive look, it is sponsored by a specific brand. Now talk to us about that. A lot of artists, of course, they are not aware that sometimes you don't necessarily, the likes of your Nikes and stuff, they're quite very big in sponsoring. So in your space as a musician, how do you go about securing sponsors to dress you? Others will sponsor you by transport. I know VW sponsors a lot of artists and Bentleys, the like of your Bentleys, and I know Volvo as well is sponsoring a lot of artists. Others are actors and wherever. They just give them a car and say, listen, drive this car. Every time you are in it, you talk about us. So how is that going for
me? I think one of the key in getting sponsors is consistency.
Yes.
People want to go to your media and see this guy's actually doing something big.
Yes.
So when you start doing those things and people are seeing this guy's actually going somewhere, this guy's someone, it's like a time bomb.
Yes.
He's going to go big and we'll not be able to get him anymore. Let's be attached to him. So that's my secret. So the person sponsoring me currently, Maybe Collection, those guys, they actually watch me on my status, this guy's doing something, let's get attached to this guy now, because it gets to a point that we can get him as well. So the secret of getting sponsors is consistency. Make sure your work, what you do, they are top class. Because what you do determines who comes to price what you sell. Understand? So basically, make sure your work, they're on point. Make sure you check what is trending, and make sure your social media, you're always there on social media. So that's the secret. I think that's the one. And the next one is God.
Amazing. I mean, superstar.
Yeah.
Where to from now?
Where to from now? I ought to do my tour. I was actually doing my South African tour before the lockdown happened. But I'm looking forward to going back to Nigeria, doing my tour in Nigeria, West Africa. I've got a tour in West Africa and also in UK. I ought to do in UK before the lockdown as well. So my plan is to do some collaboration, serious collaboration with some serious artists like Diamond Platinum, like I said, aka I should do one with him this year, and Ecstasy. MT is already, that one is already sealed. I'm doing that one. Maybe next month he's going to be having MT. He came to my studio already. Then also promote my music internationally. Those are my plans.
And speaking of the lockdown, how has COVID-19 affected the business side of your artistry? And have you seen support perhaps from the different structures that were put in place to support artists, to support businesses and so forth? Have you seen that support?
For me, I've seen support from individuals, not from the government, for individuals. I remember when the lockdown happened, I told my boys, I've got some boys under my lyrical label, about 5 of them. I said, okay, we need to stay in the studio. The best place to be is to be making music. Let's be creative. So we actually moved into the studios. I remember one white guy, I don't know who gave him my number, called me. I heard you guys don't have a fridge in the studio. He donated the fridge.
Wow.
I heard another guy say, I know you guys are 5, you're going to be in the studio. Can we give you 1.5? He sent 1.5 on e-wallet for me to buy. So those are the support. Friends, they did a lot of support for me. And also for me, despite the COVID situation, I will also say this is one of the best years in my life.
Wow.
Because it gave me a time for me to sit and think, and what do I want in life? Yes, and those are all these years I've been busy, rushing, but I have no time for me to pause and think, what step am I to take? So actually, during the lockdown, I was able to bet a new show called Celeb Chat Room, where I bring artists to come perform. I actually did a concert on Sunday. A lot of artists came to perform. So the world have changed, and we need to learn. We need to change with the world, which will revolve around the world. So that's what I've also learned in the COVID-19. There are other situations that happened, but nothing compared to what I've gained in the situation. Anything. Yeah.
Now let's take it back to Africa.
Okay.
I'm a very, very strong Africanist, if I could call myself like that, all the time. I enjoy being identified as an African person, and I know a lot of Africans are quite very authentic as well. Fortunately enough, I spent a lot of time in Nigeria as well, and I know that sometimes a lot of Nigerians, when they would look at me, for an example, I'm coming to Nigeria and I'm starting to talk like, my sister, why you change your voice now? You're a Nigerian girl. What's wrong with you? So now tell us, when you go back to Nigeria, as I said to you earlier on, I'm like, you totally lost your accent. I couldn't pick up that you're
Are you for real?
So when you go back to Nigeria and you start speaking, what do they say? They say,
you've been diluted now.
Boy. And then they don't even call you with your stage name. They'll become, Ijoma, come on now. This is you now. How is it? How is home receiving you every time? Or have you ever had a chance to go back to Nigeria in the past 10 years? And when you get there, how is the reception from your Nigerians now in Nigeria?
For me, I only went back once, 2011. So I haven't gone back, so I don't know how they're going to receive me. But I know I've already got a couple of gigs lined up. About 20 event centers that want to host me in Nigeria. They actually want to host me. I got a PRO team back then. I still actually pushing my music. So I don't really know how. But I think they will receive me very, very well. Because one thing about Nigeria, I know about for sure, Nigeria love things from outside Nigeria.
I know.
If you're South African, go to Nigeria, the way they're going to receive you, someone can give you a house to stay for free for 2 years. It happens in Nigeria a lot. So when you say you're from Nigeria like that, even if I go back to Nigeria and start a business, the way they're going to receive my business is going to be different if I'm home base. They feel, oh, this guy's from overseas, this guy has a lot of expertise in what he's doing, and they're going to support it. So that's how Nigeria seems. So I think it's going to be very, very positive. I'm 100% sure of that.
Now, tell us about that, because a lot of people, especially here in South Africa, there's always this Afrophobia between one another, especially now being, you know, a month of heritage where we have to be celebrating our own heritage, not just as South Africans, but as Africans as a whole. A lot of people don't really get to understand how much Nigerians appreciate foreigners, and it is vis-a-vis when you come to South Africa. Is it a shock, or was it a shock to you when you came to South Africa and you know how you appreciate even your own people that comes from South Africa when they go back to Nigeria? I remember some guys carried me up when I told them I'm from South Africa. They literally just picked me up and paraded me up, and, you know, and you know this type of things. Did it shock you when you came to South Africa and see how South Africans maybe would receive you being a foreigner in South Africa?
I was shocked because I've experienced some things like that, especially in Texas. A driver, I just hear you talk and like, hey, my friend, get out of my car, leave my car, and stuff like that. Just things, it really affected me, because to me, when I see the skin, I see us as one. We black. We are. I'm proud to be black. Anywhere I go, I want to say I want to be the face of Nigeria. I want to be the face of Africa. When you say, oh, this guy is from Africa. So when I see people, I don't see the color, I don't see your nationality, I see a human being. Like I told somebody, I said, I don't treat you good or bad because of your nationality. I treat you the way you treat me. So I don't say, oh, because it's South African, this, I'm going to treat everybody like, no. I treat you the way you treat me. If you treat me you treat me with respect and love, I will love you and respect you. If you treat me, even if you're my brother, you're from Nigeria and you do that, but when I came here, I experienced something totally different. It really affected me. Like, I got to a point, I got used to it. So I just avoid some certain things. When I get some conversation, I had a conversation with some South African guy. We had this conversation about nationality. It got to a point that it got heated up. He was very angry, and there's another lady South African that she supported me. She was saying her message like, why do you go support this guy? Why are you guys doing dating and stuff like that? It really affected me. Like, bro, I don't see you as South African. I see you as my brother. You're my brother. These things ought not to happen. If you have a heated conversation because of what is currently we were talking about, so you don't need to see stuff like that. So I was really affected on those issues and everything. So what I do now, when I get to that point and meet those people, I avoid. I don't even try to.
Now that we are on that, of course, you being a Nigerian, and you all know the perception that a whole lot of South Africans get to bring when they're looking into a person who's coming from West Africa, especially. There's always that say, all Nigerians are drug dealers. I'm not even interested in even listening to you. How it is like for you to try and maybe get into the space as a Nigerian artist to prove your authenticity and your hustle, because you're working hard, pushing your brand every day and stuff like that. You totally not even involved or not even in any way possible to those types of dealing. Now, how is it that the stereotype that has branded the cloud around Nigerians affecting you now in pushing your brand as an artist?
For me, it happens a lot, and what I always say to people is that what people need, they need results. So I always say, I don't want to try to explain who I am or I'm different from this. I want you to see it yourself. Like I got a message from someone like, hey, superstar can sing. Why are you supporting this guy? This guy can sing and everything. It affected me, but I'm like, no, I don't need to show this guy, but I want him to see that this nigga can sing.
Yeah.
You understand? So the only thing I owe people that see me in that light is to show them that, no, this is who I am. This is not who I am. You have a wrong perspective of Nigerians like that, but me, I'm a Nigerian. I'm a positive Nigerian that create impact, that change people's life. I have a hip hop show I normally host in the street. I do ciphers. It's called Caution the Beat. So I have a lot of South Africa under me. So the only thing I hold those people is results for them to see it myself. I don't need to tell them, no, I'm different. No, let them see it in me as, oh, I never knew you like this. I know a lot of people, they perceive me in a bad way until they get close. Amy, I never knew you this guy. I never knew you this sweet guy and everything. It's like, so the only thing I will tell my listeners, like, result is the only thing you need.
You say they don't know this sweet guy. Who told you you're sweet?
I know. I know I'm sweet. People around me, they tell me like, I'm like a father to a lot of people. I'm like a father to a lot of people. I've got a lot of people under my wings. A lot of people, hip hop artists, like a lot of them.
Where to from here?
Oh, sorry. I wanted to ask, SISANDA, in terms, while we're still on that note of Africa, ikota or pounded yam?
Quarter.
Ha! They've lost him.
I eat even Manu Klobo, I eat those ones, I eat Mokodu, I eat those things almost every day. Every day, like I love it so much.
This 10 years in South Africa has tainted him. Like SISANDA was asking.
I eat acha.
No, man, you are now a Saudi boy.
Yeah, I'm a Sajarian. Sajarian.
I love that. Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite Nigerian food, of course, actually not food, you know that custard type of looking porridge. It's called. What they call that porridge? They make it out. They mix it up with. They do yam, and then they mix it up and then freeze it, and then after being frozen, then they take it out, and when you cook it, it looks like custard. It is yellowish, like because it has oil. It is quite very famous. I just forgot the name. I'll remember it later on. And when you're breastfeeding as a mother and you eat that porridge. Hey, you become a fountain, my sister. Yay! It has since then became, because I was breastfeeding when I was in Nigeria, so it became my most favorite tot vandag.
Wow.
When I get there, I give me that one and stuff like that. So now, where do people find you? Where do they find your music and so on?
Basically, I'm everywhere. I'm on Spotify, I'm on Deezer, I'm on iTunes, and I've got videos on YouTube. I've got about 7 music videos on YouTube, so you can check it. Superstar ME. I also got my social media. Instagram is superstar _ME. Then you also on my YouTube, you see it. Images production. Most of my videos are under my production, so it's under Images production. Then on Twitter, superstar _ME_ like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Green Couch Superstar.
Thank you so much. I had a good laugh today.
No.
Can I give you a shout out? Let me just give you
sure. Go for it.
Shout out to my sponsor, Maybe Collection. Thank you guys. Thank you, Ambassador Boutique. Shout out to my pastor, Apostle Chisom, that came with me today. Romeo Praise and Sinclair, everyone that's watching. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're a true Nigerian.
Yeah.
Shout out, go via a pastor. Nigerian boy did so. No delay. Having said that, we are going to take a very short break. We hope that you're still enjoying your show. We'll be back with you just in a short while. Please do stay with us.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam.